Last but not least, here is Wheelock Chapter 40, and just three little items, all of them, well, one of them very much not straightforward, but all of them small. First, just how we deal with questions, ne, num, and nona. Ne is just a straight-up question, so wanitne, is he coming? Nona expects a positive answer. Nona wenit, he's coming, isn't he? Yeah, yes, he's coming. I assume he's coming. And num wenit expects a negative answer. Num expects a negative answer. So num wenit is, he isn't coming, is he? So just essentially vocabulary terms to add to your flashcard. Here's the tricky one, fear clauses. When you have verbs of fear, like timeo or metuo, or let's see, they use another example, wereor. Let's change one of these to wereor. Wereor. When you have these verbs that mean fear, and I'm afraid of something, I'm afraid that something, ne and ut essentially get turned backwards from what you would expect. So ne usually means not. But with the words of fearing, timeo ne id credant means I am afraid they will believe it. And ut ends up being the negative. Werior ut id credant, I'm afraid that they will not believe it. Oh, that's just so backwards. What's going on? Well, originally, these were two separate sentences. I am afraid, ne id credant. I'm afraid, don't believe it. So you would exclaim your fear and then essentially give a command. Again, it seems very odd. You just have to remember that when it comes to verbs of fearing, ut and ne essentially go backwards. So like I said, that's tricky, but it just, as long as you remember what's happening when you have verbs of fearing, you'll be all right. And then the last item we're going to learn in Latin, the genitive and ablative of description. This won't cause you any problems, again, because we just remember we translate genitive with of, we translate ablative with by, with, or from. And so femina magnae sapientiae, a woman, and then magnae sapientiae is genitive, so I'm going to translate it with of. A woman of great wisdom. And here, diligo hominum, I love a man, antiqua virtute, that's ablative, so we'll try by, with, or from. I think here with will be great. I love a man with old-fashioned virtue. I love a man of old-fashioned virtue, with old-fashioned virtue. So the genitive and ablative can be used to describe something in that way. And that's it. Congratulations. Now all you need to do are these two sentences. We'll do 6 and 9. Work those out after you've had a chance to study the vocabulary and these, and especially the fear clauses from Chapter 40. And then we'll move on to correct those translations.